My name's Angela Benford, and I've been asked to come and talk to you about a few of my favorite books. We're going to start with Alive by Scott Sigler. Today is M. Savage's birthday. She's 12. What she wants most in the world is to not to have to go to school today. She's going to get her wish. She wakes to find herself trapped in a box, and that's just the beginning. When she finally escapes from the box, which is more like a coffin, she sees more coffins and more kids. Everyone is dressed in school uniforms that seem just a little bit too small. There's not an adult in sight. And what are those weird noises coming from the other room? Where are they? What is happening? And why is everyone looking to M for answers? Find out in Alive. Magical creatures, adventure and triumph await for you in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. What would you do if you found another world? A world with magical creatures who talked. A world where the inanimate became animate, where the impossible became possible. A world very different from your own, where you could be a hero or a villain. Join Susan, Peter, Edmund, and Lucy as they begin the adventure that will become their destiny, as they help Aslan, the lion, fight the White Witch for control over the magical world of Narnia. The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. The bees came in the summer of 1964, the year I turned 14. I like to believe they came to me like Gabriel to the Virgin Mary, sending my world into a different orbit, changing the possibilities into things I couldn't even imagine. These are the words of Lily Owens, who at the age of 4 killed her mother. She remembers her parents fighting that night. She remembers a gun falling to the floor and scrambling after it. And she remembers a loud bang. 10 years later, she still lives with her abusive father, but now she has a loving Black woman, Rosaline, who her father brought in from the peach fields to help raise her. And she has a box full of things from her mother, a pair of white gloves, a photograph, and a wooden block with a Black Mary pasted on the front of it, and the words Tiburon SC written on the back. President Johnson has just signed the Civil Rights Bill, and Rosaline has decided she needs to register to vote. When she goes into town, she's accosted by racists. When she spits on their shoes, she finds herself in jail. Later, she ends up in the hospital after being beaten up in the jail. That's when Lily knows she has to do something. Lily is able to break Rosaline out of the hospital, and they begin their journey towards Tiburon, South Carolina, where they hope to find freedom and safety, and maybe some answers. Will Lily and Rosaline find what they're seeking? Check it out in Secret Life of Bees. S. Morgenstern's The Princess Bride by William Goldman. This book has everything. Fighting and fencing, giants, princesses, heroes, truth, lies, death, torture, poison, and true love. Meet Wesley, a simple farm boy, and Buttercup, the woman he loves. Wesley decides to head out, seek his fortune, to become worthy of the fair Buttercup. Soon as he leaves, Prince Humperdinck steals Buttercup away to become his bride. When Buttercup finds out that Wesley has been captured by the dread pirate Roberts, who never leaves captives alive, she is resigned to marry Prince Humperdinck, even though she does not love him. Is Wesley still alive? If so, can he save Buttercup? Find out in The Princess Bride. Playing for Pizza by John Grisham. Rick Dockery is an NFL quarterback, albeit a third stringer for the Cleveland Browns. When he gets his chance to play in the championship game against Denver, he fails miserably. And now he is no longer an NFL quarterback. Rick begs his agent to find him a team, any team, and that's how he ends up heading for Parma, Italy. Football Americano is a big trend in Italy, and the citizens of Parma are very excited to get an ex-NFL quarterback to come and play for their team. Rick, who has never been to Europe, doesn't speak a word of Italian or even understand any Italian, is a little less sure. How does Rick fare? Find out in Playing for Pizza. Gutless by Carl Duker. My name is Brock Ripley. I just finished middle school. I start high school in the fall, where I'll see Hunter Gates again. I don't know what it is about Hunter, but he has it. It's not just that he's bigger and stronger than everybody else. It's the way he cocks his head, the way he looks at you, the way he doesn't look at you, the way he knows he's number one and everybody else is something else, far behind. It's the reason I've never liked him. Not in middle school. Can't imagine I will in high school either. It's also the reason, until he went full throttle on Richie Fong, why I wanted to be his friend. Brock Ripley doesn't take chances. But when Hunter Gates, the high school quarterback, asks him to try out for the team, he knows he has to start somewhere. Richie Fong is the new kid, the smart kid and the funny kid, and he becomes Brock's best friend. Richie is good at seemingly everything he does, which makes him a target for Hunter and his football cronies. Can Brock stand up to Hunter without becoming a victim himself? How can he not try? Find out in Gutless. Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly. We all know the story. Cinderella is treated terribly by her two ugly stepsisters. Fairy godmother gets her to the ball where she meets the prince. She loses a slipper, but the prince finds her anyway, and she lives happily ever after. This is the story about what happens after Ella becomes queen. How do her two ugly stepsisters fare? The sisters live in a town where everybody hates them because of how they treated the beloved queen. And their mother, she's slowly losing her mind. Isabel and Octavia must find a way to live in a world that hates them and calls them ugly at every turn. Isabel finds the fairy queen, Ella's fairy godmother, who agrees to give her the wish to make herself pretty, if only she can find the three pieces of her heart. We find out those pieces are a horse, a boy, and a stepsister. But Isabel isn't even given that much information. With fate fighting her and chance giving her hope, will Isabel find the three pieces of her heart? And will she realize that she's had the potential to be pretty all along? Find out in Stepsister. I hope you go and find some of these books in your library, and I hope you enjoy them as much as I did. Thank you.